36 hours of COTA just finished. It was an amazing race.
To know the winner, stay tuned.
Wednesday morning here in Austin, so just a car 17, little breakfast. So it's the program is offset. Obviously, we have to get to the track late, so we have the mornings pretty free and late nights. So also my dad's over for this race, so we keep him involved and he gets up to speed on all the gossip. Sports car racing in this country is very, very big. It's very popular, obviously. You know, I see that when we do Porsche events here. There's a lot of knowledge about Le Mans racing, about endurance racing in general. People are very educated on the series, which is good. We're just really good mates now, and being in the car together draws you even closer socially. So yeah, it's a great crew, and we're in good shape.
It's the 5th round of the World Endurance Championship, and where better to start our overseas adventures than Austin, Texas. It's a celebration of motorsport this weekend with the Lone Star Le Mans event that brings the crowd out in force. So one thing's for sure, the atmosphere is going to be electric. It's our 3rd time here at Circuit of the Americas, and on a beautiful day like today, it's always good for our drivers to refresh their memories of this fabulous circuit. So this is pretty steep if you look back here. What are you looking at as you're coming up?
First of all, we were discussing where the breaking point was from last year, and we were not quite sure anymore. I think it will be between 150 meters, but then the bigger problem is actually to see the apex, because you cannot see it.
Right.
So it's more by feeling and learning when to turn in.
Are you just warming up the tyres? They're miles ahead of you. What happened?
I have so much power I punctured my tires.
I wonder who you're filming.
Well, this is the first time that I will have actually driven this circuit. I've been here with F1, done it on the simulator, but this is important for me because I need to kind of get my reference points this evening and have a look. I've literally just landed, so straight into a track walk and then sit down, watch some onboard videos and try and get a good night's sleep.
How many burgers have you eaten since you've been here?
I've been twice already, yeah. Yeah, actually, yes. But I'm a burger man anyway, because my dad used to own a Wendy's in Switzerland, so, you know, that's how I grew up, so I love burgers.
So the teams have had a chance to have a closer inspection and look at the specifics of the track. Now it's time to put it into action.
Sector 1, if you get caught behind a car, before you go into the fast sequence of right, left, right, you lose a lot of time. Different sectors make it very, very challenging for the drivers, very challenging to get a good setup on the car.
As a venue, there's nothing like this in America. It's one of the best venues in the world.
Uphill, downhill,
long, fast straightaways, hard braking.
Different sectors make it very, very challenging for the drivers, very challenging to get a good setup on the car.
Fast corner, slow speed, it's got everything. It's a very exciting place to race.
Sector 1, if you get caught behind a car, before you go into the fast sequence of right, left, right, you lose a lot of time.
Very fast, complex at turn 3, 4, 5 and 6. A circuit I know very well, and it feels like home when I go through those combination of corners.
With our car, it's a lot of fun because of the downforce. You have a real big sensation and it's really great.
But I really, really enjoy driving here.
As a venue, there's nothing like this in America. It's one of the best venues in the world.
Austin is known for its amazing nightlife and fun, so as it's their home race, ESM Tequila Patron team were keen to show their guests a good time with a tequila-fueled party on Friday night.
You know, I went to school here, so yeah, really happy to be back here. You know, to bring the art of Patron where we're at tonight. It's just something special. We're going to try to push this crowd out to the race tomorrow because that's what we want them to do, is come watch the race.
We're lucky drivers. We get to hang out in cool clubs with good people, and it's a little bit of torture the night before the race that obviously we can't sample the brand, but we make up for it when we can.
As WEC regular The Avena plays on, it's time for the teams to call it a night and focus on race day.
At the Circuit of the Americas, Saturday is race day. And as ever with the World Endurance Championship, there's a party in the paddock. A family atmosphere, music from the Avena, and a traditional Texan feel.
Oh, won't you? Oh, won't you? Guess it's true, I'm not good at all anything. But I still need love, 'cause I'm just a man. These nights never seem to go.
Something different here at the Circuit of the Americas. The autograph session on the main straight, giving the drivers and the fans even more of a chance to mingle.
Now we're actually going around the band, so it's a nice change.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different format for us here in the States to walk along. It's really nice to get, you know, some contact with the fans and see the great support that's here, you know, in America for this series is really nice, and hopefully that continues to expand.
I think nevertheless it will be a hot race in terms of competition, and hope we can be at the top spot. It's going to be the goal.
Well, once Timo Bernhard and his Porsche LMP1 hybrid colleagues had finished with the autograph session, it was time to get serious and start thinking about the race. Here's a sneak peek behind the scenes in the driver's lounge.
Roma wants a book. You know the famous book of Mark Webber life? Huh? I don't want to buy it. So I don't want to buy it. I want it for free. I don't want to buy it. Yeah, you know. Yeah, he was complaining. Yeah? Yeah. Who changed it? Okay.
Now for the race.
It's often said that motorsport is a big family, and endurance racing particularly so. Drivers, mechanics and team members gathering on the grid to remember one of our own, Damien Damo Lewis, head mechanic from Rebellion, who tragically lost his life in a road accident after the Nürburgring event. Not forgotten here on the grid in Austin. The preparations for the start of the 5th round of the FIA World Endurance Championship. As the grid begins to clear, minds move on to the business of the day and 6 hours of racing. The pole sitters introduced to the crowd at the front of the grid. Entertainment from Cirque du Soleil at a different pace than what the next 6 hours will bring. Grand Marshal for this event is Texan motorsport legend Jim Hall. And so to our first pole sitter, and a first pole for Dempsey Proton Racing ahead of Aston Martin Racing in AF Corsa in GTE AM. In GTE Pro, the defending world champions, the 51 crew from AF Corsa, hadn't had a good Friday. The Ferrari didn't like the heat, and neither did the drivers.
Yesterday we struggled a lot in qualifying with the high temperature causing by the sun. We'll see, it's a hard race, it will be for sure, for us, for the mechanics, for the cars. I hope to have a nice race and enjoy, and enjoy the people watching a race at home.
Jimmy Bruni and his partner Tony Villander are battling the Porsches for the World Championship this year. Richard Leitz, the best of the Stuttgart brand.
I expect a very hot race from the conditions, from the temperature, but also from the competition, from the other drivers, because it's a tough fight in GT.
At this race last year, Aston Martin won both the GTE Pro and AM. Does Fernando Reis think that that's possible again in 2015?
Yeah, it would be ideal. That's what we're aiming for. The conditions are not the same as last year, but we'll be fighting until the end, and hopefully it works good. We'll see.
LMP2 pole sitter is the 26G Drive Racing Ligier. Although they didn't put in the fastest time, KCMG had their time disqualified. In LMP1 Hybrid, competition is always intense. Toyota have the third row of the grid. Kaz Nakajima worried about comfort.
Especially for the drivers, yeah, it makes huge difference, and I really hope that I can survive the car. I mean, for sure I will, but yeah, it's going to be a challenging race.
Of course, the driver is only part of the equation in this 6-hour contest. As Ben Treluer of Audi explains, everything has to work together.
It's going to be a problem for everyone, I think, in every cars, and of course the drivers is one of the things, but you also have the tires, the engine, everything. You know, the racing cars doesn't like to be on this kind of heat, and we're going to have to deal with that, but we're pretty confident on that.
Porsche have made pole position their own this 2015 season. No exception here in the heat of Austin. But being at the front at the start doesn't guarantee the finish, as Romain Dumas explains.
We know it's a question mark for everybody. We don't know what the other concurrent will do, but for sure in the car will be very warm. For also the tires will be very difficult today because the temperature outside is incredible. So we will see if we are doing one stint, two stints with the same set, with the same driver. It's difficult to say so far, and but wait and see.
Here we are on the grid in Austin, Texas. It's our 5th round of the World Endurance Championship and the first of our flyaways. And yet again, we've got Porsche 1-2 on the grid, number 18 taking P1. Track temperature today is 43 degrees, so the main thing that they're all going to be looking out for are tyres.
3 minutes to start the first of 2 formation laps.
The final preparations on the grid. And after this, the mechanics can do no more. They leave the cars in the hands of the superstar drivers of the FIA World Endurance Championship.
Green flag, we are at 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, leading car leaves the grid, 3, 2, 1, and we have green flag for the start of 2 formation laps.
Got to think that Jim Hall, an innovator in his own time, would really love the technology of these LMP1 hybrids as they roll off the grid here at Texas. And it's Porsche from Audi from Toyota at the front of the field. On P2 pole, G-Drive Racing, Sam Bird will start the race.
Cars side by side, 2 lines of cars please.
Aston Martin have GTE Pro pole, and in GTE a first World Championship pole for Dempsey Proton Racing, Pat Long will take the start. The 2 Porsches bring the field to the line, and we are racing in Texas. Mark Webber on the left of screen comes up to and alongside and round the outside at turn number 1. Slightly miffed at not getting pole position yesterday and puts the move on Neil Jarney. That was strong driving by the Australian. Further back in the field, very tight indeed as the World Championship winning car from last year for Toyota goes through. Alan McNish noticing there, it split the Audis early on. That's good news for Porsche. There's the confirmation then. The 7 Audi sitting in behind the Toyota. That's a bit of a shocker. Through the S's for the first time. Got to get the rhythm right here. And Webber is pulling away. He's already put a gap on his teammate as they go through turn 11 and onto the back straight. Mark Webber is really showing his class here. In LMP2, the 2 orange and black G-Drive cars from the green and black of ESM Patron, Ryan DL pushing really hard. Danny Watts is in behind there for Stracker. Top 4, in fact top 5 as the Alpine just joins on the blue car there. GTE Pro Battle has a Porsche at the head of the field already, Aston Martin. And then this Porsche was the GTE AM pole sitter, that's Pat Long at the wheel. And he's attacking one of the Pro Ferraris, and it's not just anyone, it's Jimmy Bruni, last year's world champion. Brilliant drive by the Californian early on in the Dempsey Proton car. Yes, there's Lotterer going down the inside. That's back to 4th position for the Audi number 7. On board with last year's world champion. Buemi's had to give that up. It was a decent start, but the Toyota hasn't had the pace this year. Oh, hang on a second. Buemi's making a liar of me here. Fighting back. Well, this is great to see. A little more pace for the Toyota, and they are able to compete with the Audi. Still battling it out around this outstanding last part of the circuit, down towards turn 19 now. And finally, the Audi does claim that position. Pat Long leads GTE AM, but he's not in this fight. He's further up the road. Stuart Hall is trying to defend against Paolo Roberti in the Corvette that goes to the inside. So difficult because of the wide open spaces here to defend your position into turn 1. And through goes the Corvette. Here's the two Ferraris. That's the Scuderia Corsa, the first of the two reddish cars. And the championship leader just hitting the curb there, the 72 SMP Racing Ferrari. And now that they've got past Stuart Hall, here is that championship leading car, the 72, getting up into third position in GTE AM. LMP2, and the green car on the right side is Ryan DL, the Scotsman, claiming second position. So look from inside into the braking area. Nicely done, Ryan. And this coming off the back of the news that ESM Patron will be back with two cars next year. 47 KCMG car fighting its way through as the leaders begin to come through that battle. Now watch the speed here from the Toyota. Extraordinary. It's like warp drive down the back straight. Great drive from Nico Lapierre in the 47 car in the foreground there. Started at the back of the LMP2 field and he's fighting his way through, now up to third place. Meantime, the prototypes have to be careful at this point. Multi-class racing at its best. GT car on the right, we're on board with an LMP2 car, and watch to the left, there's an LMP1 hybrid. Marvellous. It's been a brilliant run from Mark Webber. He's pulling away from Neil Jarney, and that's something you don't often hear me say. There is Jarney in second place in the 18 car, but Webber's lap times have been extraordinarily quick, and he's just easing away from the number 18. Porsche's driving away from the field here. Juan Pablo Montoya, interested spectator. He's going to be getting a Porsche test after Bahrain. And in the pit lane, bad news for Rebellion. Misfire problems with the 13. Oh, and you hate to have electrical problems on a car. So difficult to track them down and fix them. Now, tyres are going to be so important as we see the first of the big pit stops. Lotterer out, that's Ben Trellier getting in, and there is a new set of Michelins on the number 7 Audi. Sister car into the pit lane as well, right on the marks. Now, who are we seeing getting in here? That's Ollie, isn't it? Yes, it is, Oliver Jarvis. First of the Porsche pit stops. And again, the heat meaning that double stints for the drivers just aren't on. Clean windscreen and a driver changes. Johnny gets out and Mark Lee is in the car. Just missing the mark there. Look at the little yellow mark just under the red lights. That's where the front wheel should be. Might make the pit stop for the Toyota just a little difficult here. But the guys are going to work from Toyota Gazoo Racing. And unusually, both cars in at once here. So after the pit stops for LMP2, the Patron ESM car is leading, didn't take any tyres, and Ryan DL still at the wheel of that one. Here comes Richard Bradley in the 47 down the inside looking for second place. He took over that silver and blue car from Nico Lapierre, and Julien Canal is now in the 26 car. That was Sam Bird, remember, that started the G-Drive. Well, there's clearly pace in Richard Bradley and in that KCMG 47. That's a very easy pass indeed. And from back to front of the class in an hour and 7 minutes. Remarkable stuff. And a brilliant team effort from KCMG and Paul Ip's team. Ryan DL, I think, is beginning to struggle, as is the car and its tyre. Well, look at the red face of Ryan DL. He's a fit lad. Now, this was a moment or two ago going into turn number 15. And the G-Drive has got through. Julien Canal making the most of his opportunity. DL turning in here, left the door open. He just couldn't get the car turned in, and that's a new second place. What a run this has been for the number 17 Porsche. Fresh from their first win at the Nürburgring last time out. Brendan Hartley now behind the wheel. And he's just gradually consolidating that lead that Mark Webber built earlier on. Now over 21 seconds back to his teammate. Patrick Dempsey in behind the wheel of the class-leading 77 AM Porsche. That means Pat Long, his teammate, is out of the car and can talk to Louise in the pits.
The car was on rails to start out with. I was trying to be respectful of the pro class, but I tried to make as much of a gap as I could to the cars in my class. I think we started on a little bit of a better tire. We tried to minimize our laps in qualifying, and so the balance is really strong there in the beginning, and really happy. We just have to keep hitting our marks and hopefully get up on the podium.
Great run from Patrick Dempsey, settling into his new role, a racing driver who does a little bit of acting once in a while. I hate to say this, you know, but it's been a picture-perfect run in the first 90 minutes at the head of the field for the two pro Porsches, the 91 and 92 car, flying in formation at the moment. Hope I haven't jinxed them. Gap has come down just a wee bit, but there's no competition from behind. Well, there's the pass. It happened just a few moments ago. Didn't seem to fight very much there. Just wonder if there's team orders coming into play. Well, the Ferrari there coming into the final corner is that of SMP and Alexei Bazov, and the car behind was the leader in GTE AM until a moment or two ago. That's been a change, and that's important for the championship. The 72 car is leading the championship, and Patrick Dempsey just hasn't quite been able to hold on, gradually chased down by the Ferrari. And this is how it happened, side by side at the end of the back straight. Well, give Patrick Dempsey his due. He didn't make that easy, did he? This is absolutely on schedule for Audi number 7, standard service. 8 car following in its teammates. Let's head down to the pit lane. Louise Beckett is with Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich, head of Audi Motorsport.
There's no issue with the tires. We run as we have planned, and we hope that we will, with both cars, be able to continue the strategy we had. They are on a different strategy, but both until now work well.
Thank you.
Well, the pit stop didn't go according to plan there. A dropped tyre, and that cost AF COTA a penalty at Spa. I wonder how the authorities will see that, as the leading Porsche is now in the pit lane. Brendan Hartley out. And that's Mark Webber getting back in. I was expecting Timo Bernhard. I'm not sure whether that means Mark doesn't want to drive in the dark or Timo wants to do all the darkness driving. Well, it's a little bit of a change. This is Anthony Davidson on the back straight. I expected him in last time around.
I missed the box, so locked up. Okay, HV8, save fuel.
Well, that's a bit of panic in the voice of Anthony Davidson. Don't often hear that. This is what happened last time around. Well, he's in the pit lane. Oh, and he's missed it. That's what he was telling Mathieu Lenel, his engineer. Completely missed the pit lane entrance, and that means he's going to have to crawl all the way around. Well, has he got enough fuel to make it to the end of the lap? That's Ed Brown in the 31 ESM car at the exit of the final corner. Yellow flag has come out. How he's got all the way across there, that's an odd one. Well, let's have a look at the replay. Oh my goodness me! He's been very lucky there.
I'm fine, you know. It was a wild ride. I lost my brakes. I felt something in my butt pop, and it was something broke the master cylinder on the brakes, and I had no brakes. So when I went to the brakes, it went straight to the floor, and then it was just trying to get the car slowed down by then. So I'm okay though. It was a good hit.
Well, it's going to take a wee while to get the barriers repaired, and a full course yellow has been called. Another mistake from Toyota Gazoo Racing. This time the number 2 car seems to have overshot its pit by quite a margin. What is going on here? Well, back out again.
Green flag, track is green. You may go back to racing speed.
Well, Toyota there trying to take advantage of the full course yellow, and may have just got themselves back into contention a little bit. Frankly though, no one has any answer to the pace of the 17 Porsche. Mark Webber back in the car for his second stint and showing just as much pace as he did on his first one. Benny Simonson is in the Aston Martin number 96, third in GTE AM. Earl Bamber flashing his lights. Earl, come on, if you think you can go by, just go by. No need for all of that. Earl in the Proton Abu Dhabi Porsche, third and fourth position. Earl, Le Mans winner, of course, this year at the head of the field. And here comes Mike Conway. Gets through, doesn't get through. Little clip from Bamber. What a save by Mike Conway. How did he keep the 2-car out of the barriers? Well, I bet that's walking him up. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah, and a little touch on the rear quarter by the Porsche on the Toyota. Have a look at it from Mike's point of view. I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. Phew. Audi number 7 into the pit lane from 4th position, and once again it's a driver change. Will we see tyres as well? Yes, we will. And another brand new set of Michelins. Remember, only 6 sets allowed from qualifying through to the end of the race. Well, Earl Bamber's been on a mission and come up from pretty much the back of the AM field. This is now 2nd place in his sights. Rui Aguas in the AF Corsa 83 Ferrari can't hold back the charging Kiwi. And Bamber is through to 2nd place. That's the lead car in the pit lane, and there's been a problem. The 17 car leading the motor race, Mark Webber, on his way out of the pits, has had a problem, being pushed back to the pit box for the guys to have another look at it. Oh, what's going on here? Disaster for Porsche. No, hang on a minute. The door's come open. He's getting out. He must have been on the way into the pits.
Simply overshot the box. I mean, it's so wide here. First time we stop here on this side, because in practice, obviously, they have the other wall. So it's the first time we stop here. It's night, obviously, for the first time as well. So, yeah, no excuse. But, yeah, just quite a few things added up. And never done it in my career. I just, right at the last minute, saw fishy. But, yeah, I mean, we can all learn from it. But, yeah, it's my fault. And, yeah, we lost about 25 seconds.
The bright white lights on the left of picture there. Scott Sharp in the 3rd place LMP2, the ESM Patron car. On board, fantastic camera view of the action from the Dempsey Proton car. Nelson Panciatici, the G-Drive, goes down the inside and takes that 3rd place. Slides wide at the exit of the corner, but brilliant stuff. Opportunist driving by Panciatici and immediately opens up a gap. Just watch here. And Scott Sharp loses a bit of grip, and that's all the invitation Panciatici needed. Now, this happened a moment or two ago. What's going on here? Mike Conway coming up to pass an Aston Martin. Let's see the speed as he comes out of the corner. Oh no, it's gone wrong. Big hit for Mike Conway in the Toyota number 2.
Can you it's a full exit of turn 11, quite hard. Just lost on traction. A big fit to the left, right, then left again. Sorry.
Alex Verts will not be needed tonight now.
I don't know, it was a weird one. Just came out trying to overtake the Aston, just nearly in a straight line, but as I kinked left to pull out, to overtake, just had a big snap on traction, and then as I corrected it, got another snap, and then it was like a big tank slapper, and he sent me off to the inside wall, so yeah, just really gutted really for the guys. The car was good all weekend. You know, we're wringing its neck out there, and just sorry to the team, all the guys, my teammates, Alex and Steph, for not bringing it home. So, yeah, just unfortunate.
Well, so much action in the first half of the race, and we've still got 3 hours to go. It's Porsche, Porsche, Audi, Audi, Toyota, and, well, one Toyota in the barriers. G-Drive lead LMP2. And in the GT categories, it's Porsche leading in the GT Pro category, 92 from 91 now, and they're just pulling away from the Ferraris. In GT AM, it's still Dempsey Proton Racing from their teammates in 2nd place now.
stop and go penalty, car 1, for dangerous driving at pit entry. Stewards decision number 18.
Well, that was for Anthony Davidson a wee while ago, missing the pit entry. Ant's not going to be happy about that penalty. Also hearing, though, that Audi are in trouble. And here's the number 8 car. Pit stop infringement, losing control of the tyre a little earlier on. It's going to cost them a minute. And another pit lane infringement, this time for the leader. Real drama now here in Texas.
Yeah, well, I got out of the car and I went upstairs to recover, and I heard on the radio we got a 1-minute stop-go penalty. I've later found out it was for an infringement for dropping the tyre. Very unfortunate. I believe that the two guys just crossed paths and it dropped out of his hands. Unbelievable, because the guys have been fantastic. A very rare mistake, but we're a team. We're going to bounce back. We're going to push hard to the end of the race, and hopefully we can still get on the podium.
Well, that is going to cost the lead to their teammate, and the first time since the green flag in the first corner that the 17 car has been anything else than on top of the timing screens. It is the 18 now at the head of the field. Due a pit stop itself, in fact, as the minute ticks down. And the 17 car is going to have to come back in for service. You're not allowed to do that while you're serving a penalty. So here is the new race leader. Absolutely regular service here. Oh, that was quick. Was it quick enough to keep them in the lead? Here's the 17 car coming to the final corner. 18 already rolling up the pit lane. Look to the left for the lights. That's not a Porsche. No, that's the Rebellion going through. There it is. The 18 car is back out because that is the 17 car coming back around.
We don't really know what from our side, everything was right. And we really don't know what the steward saw. We have to clarify after the race. It's for us a big mess in the moment.
Okay, Marcel, box this lap, in that button. Fuel and tyres, in that button.
Lena Gade, the number 1 engineer on Marcel Fesler's car. And in comes the number 7, right at the end of the pit lane. Now let's see if Audi can get this one right. No more mistakes here as we go just under 2 hours to the end of the race. Porsche GTE has been a story of dominance in the Pro class for the Manthey Run Works cars. And this looks fairly routine as well. 2 green lights on the door tell you that that is the 2nd place car. And here's the 3rd place car. 3 green lights on the door of the 51 there. And the current world champions really needing some points here in Austin. Had a nightmare at the Nürburgring. Problems early on. In fact, there's the 4th place car as well, the 2nd of the AF Corsa cars, the number 71. Yeah, seems to be a problem with the door there in the 51, and the 71's gone into 3rd position in the pits.
I have no words. I mean, this is fourth time in a row we have a technical issue. By the rule, we need to have the illuminated number plates or the numbers on the car because of the night race, and we were missing one of those. So an issue on the door or the number plate, so we lost some time. And as I tell you, sometimes it's a bigger technical issue, sometimes it's the €1 part that is giving up. So team is working hard. We are giving everything we got in the car, and sometimes in racing, when things doesn't go in your way, then the PS keeps coming, so what can I tell you? But we keep trying. It's more races to come, and we push as always.
So here is the 51 car finally coming back into the pit lane with that driver's door just hanging open. But a new door fitted and a little yelp of joy from the AF Corsa mechanic. Just over half an hour to go, and Porsche cruising to a 1-2 finish. On board with Romain Dumas. Let's hear what the pit's got to say to him.
Yeah, Romain, box this lap, box this lap, box this lap. Yeah, we need a Julian 6,
Well, there's something wrong with the Porsche. It's not chewing, and it's something they have a code for. Well, this is intriguing. Surely they're not just going to swap the cars around to give the 17 car the points. They are in a better place in the championship. No, 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 no. It's going back into the garage. This is real drama. I was thinking conspiracy theory, and in fact, we've got problems. Problems again for Porsche with reliability. And that gives the 17 a new lease of life as it charges back towards the head of the field. And if this is a very long problem, it'll bring Audi back into the picture as well. Bodywork off. Consternation, and Romain Dumas is out of the car. And there is the Audi number 7, championship leaders going through. And this has massive implications for the point scoring. It's all come alive again, and Audi know it.
Brendan, we're coming in 5 laps. We're coming in 5 laps. There'll be a splasher of fuel at the end of the race.
Well, no surprises. We knew that Porsche had to stop one more time. It'll be a question of how quick they can get the 17 turned around. I think it's going to be too quick for Audi, and the inquest has begun in the 18 side of the garage.
We have to look at the moment. We have an electric problem. We don't know the issue 100% yet, but it's on the electric side, so yeah, very disappointing. Yeah, it was looking all good, but now we have to park the car in the pits and watch for the issue. We're still looking what the issue is, and hopefully we can get out for a few laps at the end to score some points. And but as you said, very disappointing.
Well, hearing from race control that the second place car in LMP2, the KCMG 47, is into the pit lane. Another pit stop infringement. And that will take it out of the fight for the lead and hand the victory, certainly now, surely, to G-Drive. And Roman Rusinov breathes a sigh of relief, but tells the guys it's not over yet. Well, Victor Shaitar has done a great job in holding on to the lead in GTE AM. Will Bamber trying to charge back towards him. Shaitar has managed to hold him off. See what Porsche's got to say to the leading car. Kyle Wilson-Clark on the phone.
Okay, Brendan, no risk, mate. No risk. There's a massive gap behind us. No more risk needed.
Good management there, as Brendan Hartley's been going really quickly in the last few laps. Now the 18 car on the pit apron, it has to cross the line with the checkered flag to get the points. Oh, it's on battery power. Engine hasn't fired. Oh, that was painful. Corner number 20, the 17 car with Loic Duval behind but a lap down, and it will be 2 in a row for Porsche number 17.
Number 18. Yeah, sorry about that, but that was a great feeling. The car was amazing today. Mega, mate. Mega. Awesome job, boys. Well done, crew. Well done, everyone. Good job.
You know, the car felt amazing. We had a bit of bad luck in the beginning. We had a penalty. The other car had some bad luck at the end. I don't know exactly what happened. I just heard on the radio, so obviously upset for them. It could have been a 1-2. But yeah, it feels good to be back on the top step again today. Everyone did a great job. Like I say, from free practice, it felt like we're on top of it. The car's by far the best it's ever felt, and it was a dream to drive. Got a dream job.
In LMP2, coming to the line, it's the G-Drive car. Close battle until that final penalty for KCMG. Rusinov, Canal and Sam Bird have won it.
We got beaten convincingly at Le Mans and at Nürburgring. They were faultless at those 2 races. But today it was our time to shine, and the team did an amazing job. My teammates did exactly what they needed to do. The pit stops went well, the strategy was good.
Well, that's tightened up the championship with G-Drive first and third, and KCMG only in second position after a brilliant drive early on. There's been some brilliant driving in the GTE AM category this weekend, And the championship leaders, the SMP 72 Ferrari, will extend their lead as they take top points here in Austin.
Now we are here, we won again, and we feel like amazing because the team is pushing very hard since the beginning of the weekend. We had a really great car to drive.
2 Ferraris on the podium and the Abu Dhabi Proton Racing Porsche in second place thanks to a brilliant drive by Earl Bamber. It's been a long time since I've seen the kind of domination that's been shown by Porsche Team Manthey this afternoon and this evening. 1 and 2 for the 92 and 91 cars, and Olaf Manthey is back to winning ways.
Doing the race and also before that we were able to deliver a good job. We knew that we had some strong competitors as well, but we knew also that we were going to be good, and we know where our strengths are as well. So we were quite confident in ourselves, but obviously not always easy.
A fabulous result for the Porsche drivers, but even more importantly, it's really closed up the manufacturer standings. Just 2 points now between Ferrari and Porsche. The LMP1 hybrid and overall podium. Top step belongs to Porsche, but once again, the Audi number 7 crew are on the podium as they have been at each of the preceding 4 rounds, and that will keep them in the lead in the Drivers' Championship. But for this evening, Texas belongs to Brendan Hartley, Mark Webber and Timo Bernhard. The Drivers' Championship, really the crown possible for Audi, as because of Porsche's great showing at Le Mans, they have a strong lead in the Manufacturers' Championship. Porsche from Audi and Audi on the podium. A better showing from Toyota in 4th position. G-Drive win LMP2 and Porsche dominate GTE Pro. A fabulous battle in GTE AM goes to the championship leaders SMP Racing Ferrari. Goodbye and thank you to Texas. Stand by for action in Japan.
こんにちは、中島和樹です。
The only limit is the clock. Drivers as heroes.
9時6時間耐久レース。
High technology race cars, LMP1, LMP2, and GTE. Battles on track. Ultimate performance.
ルマンを戦った車たちが日本にやってきた。
Creating the legend of sports car racing. Day and night, every second counts.
Toyota, baby! Go run yourself!
The 6 hours of Fuji on the 10th and 11th of October. The spirit of Le Mans is coming to Japan. Join us.